Preparations for life. An introduction to high school. Its pressures, its hardships, its fun, and the jello within us that dwells in the innards of everybody's gullet and rips us apart, and yet seems to be born in our genetic coding, given to us by that of our forefathers, who also went to high school and endured the pressure, the hardships, the fun, and the jello within the gullet of Grover Cleveland, who ate it on 2 non-consecutive occasions. Also known as Frosh, a coming-of-age story. For most of you, going to high school for the very first time will be just like going to middle school. You'll ride the same bus, and you'll go to the exact same place, save a few steps to the right side of the building.
Somehow that always just made me feel good. I can put a spare bulb in my hand, light up my yard.
You will also notice that many of your new peers, also called upperclassmen, are not riding the bus. They drove to school in their Jeeps, and they will more than likely laugh at you for still having to ride the big Chevys.
To light this whole town. If you question what I would do to get
What's this?
with you,
Why,
lift you
your alarm clock didn't go off. You're going to be late for your first day of school. And what's this? You've wet the bed again. Quickly, find your structured t-shirt and your Abercrombie pants. Make sure you're wearing your Hilfiger boxers.
Creek is like popping ice cream. Field full of tires, it is always on fire.
Don't forget your favorite college cap.
Where's my white hat?
Your parents both have jobs at Procter & Gamble, and you need a ride to school. Quickly now, ask the maid. There isn't much time. Now that we're trendy, it's off to high school. Uh-oh, the bell's already rung, and you're late for class on your very first day, and Mr. Flint's gonna stop you to give you a pass.
Why are you late for your first day of school?
My alarm clock didn't work.
You will speak when spoken to, boy. This is high school. You ain't got no rights. What was that, boy?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Theoretically, so let's say you weren't really late for your first day of school, but you can't find your first period class.
Jumped in and rescued you, but I wanted to. I didn't tell you which way to go, 'cause I thought you'd know. You had a problem with your newfound wealth, brought it on yourself. I never told you, I told you so, but I told you so. Have to let it go. Time to let it go. Now I can't believe it took so long to leave. Perhaps one day I'll grieve. Oh, I never will. I never told you I agreed with you. I don't think I do. I wasn't sure quite what the whole thing meant, but I'm glad you went. I never thought that it could be painless, but it is, I guess.
If you're lost, don't be afraid to ask for directions, as I'm sure someone will point you in the right direction.
Did I fool you too?
Alright, so, anyways, Dren was going down,
Do
and,
you know where room 214 is?
and he's like, comes from his,
Do you know where room 214 is?
Throughout the day, you will meet a very diversified group of people. Although age made a big difference in middle school, middle school, it won't in high school. You'll be able to make friends with kids from other grade levels, and you will even have some of the denser older kids in your classes.
One day I'll be over, I never will.
There's people. Got it.
Nice.
Don't move my.
No, I'm not on
Lunchtime. This is your only break of the day. You will, of course, be in the same lunchroom as you always have, with the exception of the fact that you will be sitting on the other side of it. Now that we're done, it's time to go out and play. Or is it? No, it isn't. In high school, lunch is short, there is no recess, and you'll more than likely be sitting alone. Now back to class to finish your day. Let's visit the pros and cons of high school. First, the cons. You'll have the same early hours as middle school, and the teachers won't get any nicer. You'll have a stupid and worthless garden right in the middle of the building. You'll be working with out-of-date computers and be writing 15-page essays every month. There's a stupid and worthless garden in the middle of the building. Attempting free thought will gain you 2 weeks suspension. There's a stupid and worthless garden in the middle of the building. And you'll be taking 4 tests every Friday. Not to mention a stupid and worthless garden in the middle of the building. Now let's visit the pros. They include hats,
Go team.
chewing
Chad's
gum,
the hottest thing in high school. Chad's the hottest thing in high school.
a stupid and worthless garden in the middle of the building, and of course, Mr. Rieger. We hope you don't feel too stepped on in high school. But, if you do, you gotta remember to just get right back up and keep trying. Because we here in the high school assure you that somebody will be back to kick you down.
Hello and welcome to the second half of your video tour of the high school. On a more serious note, of course, starting this fall, instead of going to the middle school to the left, you'll be turning to the high school.
Of course.
Let's enter the high school.
Did you ever really want
Yeah.
Did you ever consider giving me a ride to school?
Just pass.
No? We are now in the Student Service Center, or SSC, where you will find a series of very comfortable kivas. You might have experienced kivas from the middle school, but these are far more comfortable. Here is the high school office. Let's enter.
As noted on the label.
As noted above. Let's enter. Here you will find Mrs. Nichols, always willing to help you out. In the back is Mrs. Daniels, who is currently not here, down the hall.
Down there, waving.
Yeah, that's Mrs. Daniels. She's also very friendly. Mr. Flint is someplace where you might not want to experience, but some of you probably will. He is in the back.
Ooh, and the comfy waiting room.
Here is the comfy waiting room. They have soft, comfortable chairs, along with a very soft, comfortable couch. Ah, doesn't that just scream sleep? Let's exit the office and head towards the clinic. Here's the clinic. Many of you may already know Mrs. Clark. She offers a variety of treatments for you, including Coca-Cola, Jolly Ranchers, and orange juice.
And Jolly Ranchers.
I said Jolly Ranchers. Jolly Ranchers are very scrumptious.
And Jolly Ranchers.
And Jolly Ranchers for your sore throat. Here is the men's room. Very interesting. Let's go inside. Unlike your middle school urinals, you have flushers. No more automatic flushers for you. We are also handicapped equipped to fit your needs. Let's go back outside, where it's not so echoey. Goody. Now let's head down the hall. The faculty lounge is on the right.
We have lockers on this side,
Lockers on the left, and
the U.S. Constitution on the right.
U.S. Constitution on the right. Okay.
Science area over here.
Yeah. This is the science area, a very sophisticated complex, including the teachers of Dr. Monroe and Mrs. Mount. Unfortunately, we cannot enter it since it is dark.
I'm not going back there.
We will not go back that way.
Science complex, that's all.
Have you on a video?
Yeah. You edit me out, right?
Many friendly upperclassmen pass as you make your trek down the hall. More lockers on the left, and the biology room is on the left as well. Here on the right is the guidance department. Let's walk inside so you can understand this interesting area of the high school. Guidance down. Back here is the office of Mrs. Madden. Many of you have already known her from her orientations that you've been given in the past.
Oh, I don't know. I'll put my nose on. Wait.
She's a very spirited lady who always is ready for any occasion.
This is for the incoming freshmen.
Right. Do you want me in here or where do you want me?
Doesn't
Am I
matter.
live at the moment?
No.
So,
We just want to interview you.
Okay.
so tell us what we can expect, what incoming freshmen can expect from you.
Keep short and sweet.
Am I on it now?
Yeah.
Oh. Freshmen should expect about 10 hours of homework a night, 6 projects a week, and a lot of essays. Absolutely a lot of essays. And what else should freshmen expect, Mrs. Keller? Hard work, but a beautiful, wonderful guidance counselor, and they're making me stop now, but they're going to get the best counselor in the world, don't you think, Mrs. Keller?
She is wonderful.
Absolutely. Am I done?
Yeah, give it back to Larry.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
They're interviewing the freshman guidance counselor.
Let's go.
We now exit this very interesting part of the high school. You lost the door. Ah.
Display cases.
These are the showcases where you can find many community service projects and other things.
Braveheart program.
Braveheart program is a very new and important part of our school. Here, the very special people who are not always recognized, the unsung heroes,
New Bravehearts include
new Bravehearts include
Brett Biscay,
Brett Biscay,
Elliot Nichols,
Elliot Nichols,
Mr. Spears,
Mr. Danny Spears, the friendly guardian,
Mr. West,
the retiring Mr. West,
Elliot Nichols,
and Elliot Nichols,
and John Messer.
and John Messer.
So you'll hope you get a chance to meet them.
Please meet these people while you're in the high school. They're always there to help you out. Many achievements have been won by Indian Hill High School. These are all academic awards compared to your usual sport awards. None of these rooms at this time. Here is the writing center. Every period there are friendly English teachers to help you out with your English needs. Inside there are many computers to help you out, plus a teacher to help you with your writing skills. Let's turn left at the center hallway, where we will first approach on the right is the media center. Before we go in there, we will tour the garden area, a favorite place to hang out in between classes, during classes, after school, and before school. You now see what is left of the high school art show, which was recently taken down. There is no real sand, although it might appear so by the special con.
There, just say it.
The science lab is behind you, in front of you here. Very sophisticated facilities with a computer at every lab table. Now, let's walk back along these beautiful glass windows into the media center. Wow. Here is the security alarm, which our camera cannot get through.
Sure it can.
Possibly. This security alarm keeps valuable books from being taken out. Let's meet with Mrs. Oliver, the high school librarian.
Hi.
Hi, Mrs. Oliver. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, tell the incoming freshmen
Yes.
what they can expect in their high school media center.
Great service. The most important thing is two things. We always help our patrons, and we have everything that you ever might want to borrow, except the video camera, which we do not lend out. Everything else is checkable, outable. How
Very
about
good.
that?
Very good.
Very good. A great meeting.
Very great media center, I'd say. Inside of the media center, you will find interesting breeds of freshmen at times. Very interesting. Along the wall, you will find dictionaries and other reference materials. As this student is researching, what book is that, young man? Congress. The United States Congress. Wow. Puzzles.
Can't wait to learn about Congress.
Puzzles are featured to keep you entertained. These beautiful 3D puzzles were created by some freshmen. Tables are here. The media center is open every morning, 7:15 to 3:30 p.m. This media center does not have the variety of fiction that you're used to from your library. Instead, it offers lots of nonfiction, including magazines, paperbacks, and many other things. Computers are also there. We would walk out these doors, but these doors are no-no. No. Do not use these doors. With me? No, we cannot use those doors. Let's exit the library and head out towards the hallways again. Thank you very much, Mrs. Oliver.
Hi there. Have a good day.
Turning left, we walk past the media center and also past the garden area, which we have already touched on. So this next hallway is known as the Social Studies hallway on the left, and English towards the West Wing. The newly dedicated West Wing dedicates the former teacher of 35 years, Mr. West.
31.
31, if you want to be a little bit more specific. Down to the right, you find more lockers, something that I bet you would all think you would never find in the high school. In the high school, we do carry backpacks, which is a change from your middle school days. So fewer different tests at the lockers. Some people leave their lockers open, like this person's. Inside, you find one small compartment for some books at the bottom, and coats usually hang here, but since this is summer, nobody is using them. With a convenient they open, and there's a box inside of it.
Let's go.
Okay, let's walk on.
Back hall.
This is not very important. This hallway is the English hallway, although not very important, considering at the end of the hallway there are bagels. The infamous bagels of high school.
Talk about Einstein.
Einstein is an interesting painting. Wow. There are two English teachers right now for the freshmen. One would be Mrs. Hurd on the right, and Mrs. Coltis on the left. Let's go in and talk with Mrs. Hurd.
Mrs. Hurd is foolish being here at 3:15 on Friday. She should be out enjoying this nice weather. Hi, guys.
Hello, Mrs. Hurd. Hi, I'm Larry Shields. I'm touring the high school for the freshmen. What can the freshmen expect from Mrs. Hurd next year in English?
Is this part of the movie for Transition Day on Tuesday?
Yes.
Oh. The freshmen, what can they expect in English class? Well, Mrs. Coltis and I are the freshman English teachers, and lots of reading and lots of writing. And we work on improving writing skills, concentration on the writing process, and revision work. We read great classics such as Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, our cores from our textbook. We also read To Kill a Mockingbird. We read Anthem. The advanced English students will have additional novels to that. Ellen Foster is one. Another might be, let's see, Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea might be another one, Teacher's Choice. Could be, oh gosh, I mean, my mind is a blank right now. Oh, Cold Sassy Tree, excellent novel. So there are lots of good readings coming up for them to enjoy. And summer reading, summer reading is going to be a pleasure. You'll find out about that in your 8th grade English classes in a couple of weeks. Tuesdays with Maury, a wonderful book. We guarantee that will inspire you and you'll be anxious to come to school to discuss it. And you'll be getting some information soon, I promise.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Hurd.
Bye, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
We will. Now let's exit Mrs. Hurd's room and head towards the best place of the school, Bagels. The back hallway. Not many classes are featured down here, mainly business. Although there are also restroom facilities, including the women's room.
They can be locked.
They may be locked at times. These are very convenient for you to tour. Is anybody in here? Men coming in.
All right.
Okay. This is the women's room. I've never been in here.
Yeah.
Nah, this is very much like your middle school women's room. No automatic flushers, I might say. Inside, toilets and sanitary napkin waste receptacles. Let's leave the women's room.
I got the door. Go.
This is Einstein. Wow. This hall is usually not all that busy. Down this hall, you will find detention. Detention. Da 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 da.
What is this for?
This is freshman orientation. Thank you very much, Miss O'Brien. O'Brien? I don't think so. This is the business room.
See if Megan's in here.
This is a very important room because of the bagel area. Bagels are sold here on this counter, as you can see from the sign, which clearly states bagels, 75 cents. $1 gets you bagels and cream cheese. These are very great bagels. They are Mark's Hot Bagels. Now, let's head back up this hall, a little more quickly at this time. Let's run down this hall. Along the lockers and back towards. This long hall leads to some foreign language rooms, math classes, and assorted other classes.
This hallway up here.
Yes, this hallway up here.
This hallway up here is going to be the new freshman hallway. It's a senior room.
Oh, these will be your lockers.
No, not these.
Not here. These will be, your lockers will be pictured here on the left. These are the former senior lockers. These are freshman lockers. The exact same as everybody else's. These open, although, you see? Very empty because this student uses their backpack. Let's see if the infamous teacher, wait, they won't have Mrs. Reader. They won't have Reader.
So?
This is Mr. Reader.
He's the best teacher in high school.
He is the best teacher in high school. Unfortunately, you will have to wait until your junior year to have him.
Or sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
I have my sophomore year. To the incoming freshman.
No, they gotta wait practically to their junior year to have such a quality teacher. I mean, not that there aren't other good teachers, but
Right.
come on, the stuff.
Very.
Ask him about Halloween 2 years ago.
Tell me about Halloween 2 years ago, Mr. Reader.
Halloween 2 years ago was pretty great. I dressed up as Sting and scared the living daylights out of a lot of people. In fact, I think a senior then, Nick Busiri, almost puddled on the floor outside my hall when I confronted him with an aluminum baseball bat. This too could happen to you. Thank you. When's this video going to be shown?
Tuesday.
Cool.
Bye.
See ya.
Let's head straight across for the Latin room. Many people will know Mr. Little is not seen to be here, but after school, you will find many students catching up on work or playing solitaire. Many of these people in here are freshmen. Let's leave the Latin room and head down the hall once again. Where do we want to go? Oh, yeah. This is the other side of the science area, where you will find teachers. Mrs. Dludelsky. Dludelsky. Whatever. No. The science teacher is not currently in. This is the photography gallery. Currently highlighted is Photo 2's kaleidoscopes, including my masterpiece. Ooh, chains. You too can experience this great skill if you take a photography class with Mrs. G or Mrs. Glubleski. Everyone calls her Mrs. G for the reason of her name. The women's room is also here on the left. This time we will not be going inside here. We've already been into enough bathrooms for today.
Not to say we didn't like it.
Here's the bookstore. I hope everyone knows where the bookstore is. This is one of the places you might know in the high school already. We also find more comfy kivas and the high school art room with Mr. Walter. Let's see if Mr. Walter is available to talk to us about the art classes he offers. It appears to be locked. You will have to talk to Mr. Walter on your own. As we head down towards the lunchroom, we find the bulletin boards of all the different classes, including your freshman bulletin board, kept up by your special student government officers. You see that this bulletin board is not in very good condition.
You can fix that.
You can fix that when you're in 8th grade and you have good student leaders. Now let's turn left and go down to the computer room and the home economics room. This hall leads to the middle school, where, as you can see, middle school lockers. On the left is where you will learn contemporary living, a very interesting class. Let's see if Mrs. Alexi is in. It does not appear that she is in. Instead, this is the high school computer lab and video facility. Two opportunities that you might be able to experience. Inside the computer room, we find computers and a friendly technician. Mr. Dubs is currently not in, but he is the high school computer teacher. Video technology is a very interesting class, which I happen to like myself. If you are part of the high school video club, you can fully experience the full video experience. A full studio with lamps and desks and such, teleprompters and fancy cameras like this one being used today. Inside we find the control room featuring video mixers, audio mixers, and many, many tapes. Let's see what these special high school students can do using full professional grade equipment. We can learn many things with these things. Many tapes have been produced, including this tape you are watching currently. Let's leave this room. Now, let's go to lunch. After this full day of your first day of high school, you need to find your way to the lunchroom. This is the same lunchroom you've been in for 3 years. But you will be sitting on the other side with fancy round tables. Ooh. Instead of sitting at traditional long tables, instead of just sitting in long tables, you'll be sitting in octagon.
And you'll be sitting with the opposite sex.
You will be sitting with members of the opposite sex, since this is high school. Unfortunately, you may not be with all your freshman friends because of a lunch schedule which is structured around your 5th period class. Instead, you will be sitting with 3 groups of different people, which change halfway through the year. Outside is... You are now, since you are in high school, you are allowed to eat outside. Here, it is warm. Birds are singing. And you have a great place to eat your lunch. It's quiet out here also. The only roar we can hear is of the school's air conditioning system. Let's leave the outside garden and head where? Where are we going? Where we going?
Back to the exit.
And let's head back to the exit. You will experience more classes throughout your day, but we will stop in the main building now. As I touched on before, there is the teacher, Mrs. G. Let's have her tell us more about the photography classes offered and the very interesting crafts class. Mrs. Lubeski, tell us what we can expect from photography 1 and photography 2, as well as crafts. For the freshmen, incoming freshmen.
The incoming freshmen, okay, for next year. Photo 1 classes, it's a basic introductory to the art of photography. They learn a lot of technical stuff, very time-consuming, very schedule-oriented. Oops, roadblock. We'll move up. They learn to use their camera, how to control their camera, how to take pictures, composition, a lot of important compositional stuff. They also learn how to develop the film. We learn to enlarge the film, and we learn some technical things like negative printing, solarizing, spot toning, hand coloring. What, did I forget anything, Lara? Yeah, I mean, you've been through.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right,
Well,
that's enough.
Yeah, there's enough.
Photo 2 does more work that's involved with art.
Yes, photography is a very interesting class. Thank you very much, Mrs. G.
School's over.
School's over. Time to go home.
No, wait, we gotta go to the Commons building.
But wait, we have to go to the Commons building. Let's run our way through the Student Service Center.
Who hit you, man?
Come on, let's go. Along the side archivas as we head for the exit. Outside we go, past the garden area, where many students choose to lounge during school hours, during classes, after school, before school, during the day. Freshmen are always welcome to experience this new opportunity.
We should all know it. Yeah.
You should all know where the Commons area is.
Behind us don't realize they can't be heard.
The students behind us do not realize they cannot be heard. See them behind us as we go. Whoa, we're like out of level and stuff. Excuse me while we fix our cameras. Ah, much better. In the Commons, you will find the photo room, Mrs. Brownstein's French class, and some other middle school classes, including gym and other interesting things. Let's go on into the Commons. No, go to the gym. Ugh.
Talk about it. So we're going this way to get to the band room.
Oh, we're going this way to get to the band room. Oh yeah. Is it this way?
Good enough.
We are going to the band room. La di da dee 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 dee. La di dee dee dee. Unfortunately, we do not have a key to the elevator, so we'll have to pause the tape while we go down to the band room.
Or will we?
Or will we? Let's see what our experienced cameraman, Adam Hart, will come up with this time. Will he run the camera down the stairs? No, he will not. He will gently carry them.
Oh God, I'm gonna fall.
Ah! Watch out for that brick wall, Adam. That camera sure is heavy, isn't it? I bet you'd like me to offer you a hand.
Oh, thanks.
Because he is one of the experienced wrestlers. The band room, a very known area. On the left is the orchestra room. As we go along here, the band room, where the award-winning marching band has their practices. Let's talk with the band's director, Mr. Brown, about what freshmen can expect in band. Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
What can the freshmen expect in band?
In band, what can the freshmen expect in band?
Freshmen.
The incoming freshmen can expect to have a great experience in band. One of the most exciting things I think about it is the fact that they come into the high school If they're in the marching band, they come into the high school with about 65 or 70 friends because they've been with these people, for the last couple months of the summer in August. And they can expect to have a great musical experience. They can expect to have a lot of fun, do a lot of exciting things. We have a lot of neat trips and competitions and things scheduled for the fall, as well as some things for the concert band in the spring. So it's a lot of great things to do, a lot of neat things to do.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome.
Now let's head towards the gymnasium. This is one of the many different ways to get there. Most of the time, you might not go this way, but this is the way we will take this time. Up the steps and into the gymnasium.
So they're preparing for a sports event after school.
Right now, we are preparing for a sports event, or tearing down from a pep rally we had earlier today. Many pep rallies happen throughout the year, which build school spirit through the Spirit Club. One of these very vocal members would be Kurt Muir, a very friendly character. And instead of going out this door on your left, on the right, from the middle school locker room, you'll be coming in on this side, coming down either through the orchestra stairs or through the section stairs on the left. The high school locker room is this way down this hall, where you can see Braves and We Are All Being a Sport. Oops. Ah, geez. Back towards the back, we find the trainer, which you can come to if you are in any sports events, when you may need some help from any injuries. Down to this side are the locker rooms. Girls are on the right, boys are on the left. Which locker room should we go in? Let's head towards the male locker room, since there may be some girls changing at that time. Headed in, you find the bathroom towards the back, and on the right, the lockers. Hello? Anybody in here? No one appears to be in here, so we will come in. The same lockers you will experience. A very interesting area for your gym class. All freshmen are required to take one class of physical education. So are sophomores, for that matter. This will be matched along with, for freshmen, a language arts class where you learn many skills, and for sophomores, a health class. Let's check to see if anybody's in here. Is anybody in here? Is anybody in here? Okay. We know. It looks clear. Let's go into the girls' locker room to show you. This is the girls' locker room where you can change. They have a whole lot more lockers, and very painted lockers. All of them happen to be open.
It's huge. They got a chalkboard.
They have a chalkboard. Isn't that special? Let's get out of here and head back outside.
Yeah. So the auxiliary gym. Back this way.
Let's head towards the auxiliary gym, which is back this hallway from your locker rooms. Back in the auxiliary gym, some classes are held when another gym class may be using the main gym. Back out into the light, and across this little concrete area is the auxiliary gym. Inside is a place that you may be familiar with if you played any middle school sports, or if you had a gym class. I think you can. Kind of tilted. This is very interesting. There are many sports opportunities for you as a freshman. Starting right away is soccer in the fall, and various clubs also to join. None of those clubs happen to regard the gym.
The area out back.
This is the pickup area, with tennis courts on the left, Tomahawk Stadium to the far out there, the band practice field and track and field area, and many interesting events. Let's go talk to the JV baseball. This concludes your tour of Indian Hill High School. I hope you've enjoyed this opportunity to find out more about the high school before you experience it firsthand. I too was an incoming freshman last year, and I know many of the questions you might have, like possibly the block schedule, and maybe the lunch. You will learn more about this in the future. The block schedule is a very interesting time when you have 4 classes a day instead of your usual 7. Here you have hour-and-a-half classes, which rotate weekly. Those were held on Wednesdays and Thursdays. If you have any questions, you might want to ask your guidance counselor or whoever else might be involved in this presentation today. I'm Larry Shields. Thank you.
Procrastinate again. I'll never see myself